This is Autofilter, and my name is Peter. So, this is our super saw loop. And this is Autofilter. A couple of knobs, a couple of buttons, not so complex if you want to use it for only one purpose. In most of the songs you listen, there is this kind of sweep. The opening filter sounding like that. And this is very useful if you want to introduce a new element in your mix, or if you want to create a tension. Or before the drop, you can use this opening filter as well as this one. That's gonna sound similar, but in this time, we are not opening filter, we are actually closing and cutting low frequencies. So what if we want to create kind of LFO filter kind of stuff? And the first thing that can pop in your mind is actually go create an automation line and manually draw a shape like that and then copy this every time your chord hits. You may want to copy that. But what if you want to change, for example, the cutoff of this? For example, the amount of the automation. You actually can go and change that manually. But it's a lot of work, and none of us like work. What if you could just do the same thing, just by using one or two knobs? So let's undo everything we did before, leaving the automation line clear and untouched. So let's use this envelope thing. Increase all the way up, decrease the filter cutoff, and let's turn the attack all the way down. Holy days! It sounds amazing, the filter is opening every time the chord hits. How is it possible? So, if you click this arrow, you can actually read that this envelope is kind of like the amount of the modulation. The bigger the value, the further the filter will open. You can do this in the opposite way. You can decrease the envelope amount and increase the filter cutoff. So if we increase the attack, not much is happening, because the envelope thing works kind of like a compressor. When the volume is above the threshold, it will trigger the envelope, and the filter will open and close depending on the value of the envelope knob. And the release is just the length of the envelope. So to create a different sounds, you can use a combination of filter types. For example, you can use this morph one. Modulate the morph knob. So envelope is not the only way of making this kind of filter sweeps. You can make it in LFO and sample and hold section. As you can hear, the filter is kind of opening and closing, and it's happening very slowly and it's not synchronized with our chords. So as you can see, our LFO shape is the sine wave. So starting position starts here and it goes up and down and then up. And very low rate value means that it's opening very slowly and closing very slowly. So let's sync that with our host tempo. So as you can hear, we got the similar thing, but it's kind of offset, it's not in the same place, it's not starting in the same place. So we can use these knobs to kind of offset our starting position. So this phase knob is responsible for this kind of Hass effect. You can offset, I believe, one of the stereo channels and you get the very wide sound. So to offset our LFO position, let's use this offset knob. So on 180 it sounds perfectly. I personally prefer using envelope because it automatically detects transients and apply an envelope filter sweep on this. So I don't have to draw any automation lines manually. It is opening every time there's a spike in volume. If you use LFO, it's not triggering, it's playing all the time. So if you have like a wow 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 wow, it's playing all the time. You cannot trigger it in any way. Of course, you can choose a bunch of other LFO shapes and a bunch of other filter types. So I hope this video gave you a new look at Ableton's Autofilter effect. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comment section below. And remember to visit my site oversample.us for royalty-free sounds. Peace out.